Okay, here we're going to the top of Santa Maria Antiqua in a kind of arched hallway that would have belonged to the Septimian Severus. There's a Severan palace structure here on the Palatine, next to the Roman Forum. Turn back to me for a second. Okay. Panoramic view, it says this way. Oh, the sun is blinding, the camera is not going to work. Let's just go over here. We get another decent view of the Forum from here, encompassing, you can see Santa Francesca Nova, you can see the Basilica of Maxentius, Saints Cosmas and Damian, Temple of Antoninus Pius and San Lorenzo. You can also see Curia Julia, remains of the Temple of Castor and Pollux, the Arch of Septimius Severus behind it, and the atrium of the Vestal Virgins, as well as the Temple of the Vestal Virgins. And just behind it, the place where Caesar was buried. Well, not buried, he was burnt. I think if we go further this way, we'll be covering more of the Palatine. What say you, James?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's fantastic.
No, you have to say that. Do you want to walk up to the Palatine or not? That's what I'm asking you. Do you want
right.
to walk up?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna walk up to the Palatine. I'm hoping you can get there this way. Let me just show you. It's the Palace of Septimius Severus, obviously 3rd century. And ahead, people are walking, so we're gonna walk to, I think. Why not? Let's go this way. That Basilica Maxentius is just a remarkable sight, honestly. It's phenomenal. Look at the engineering, the way that they would have gotten the masonry and concrete together in order to keep the central part of those arches up through that kind of reinforcing of the underside of the barrel vaults with these square-shaped designs, which is a oft-repeated motif that you see in the Roman Forum. We saw at the beginning in the Temple of Venus and Roma, but it's also in the Pantheon, which of course is the 1st century AD. Originally was built in the 1st century AD, but owes its current shape to the Roman Emperor Hadrian around 125 AD. We'll be looking at the Pantheon later on. Hopefully we'll get inside as well, do a bit of a recording inside the Pantheon. Alright, let me just turn this around for you. You can see the top of the Arch of Titus, the Campanile Santa Francesca Nova, buildings opening onto the Via Nova, which you can see up there. What shall we do, James? What do you think? Walk up this way.
To head up to the top.
We are, but there are various avenues you can take, and I don't know. Now look at you've now volunteered yourself to getting in the recordings, hey?
To the
so you
top.
can't complain after I upload these to YouTube, right?
I'm not complaining.
You're just in them now, as a veritable sidekick. You sign any waivers?
It is a great honour to be.
No, come on. I'm just
wonderful.
I've roped you in now. I was going to do this anyway,
wonderful
but
scholar.
yeah, wonderful. I've roped you in now because I'm going to do this anyway. So you're welcome to come on.
Up to the top it is.
Farnese, Villa Farnese. Okay, all right. Let's go to the top. I think that's. What does it say here? All right. Dear traveller, the route I propose to you will take you up the Palatine Hill. The palaces, okay, where the emperors had their palaces. Here from the Renaissance onwards, when only meagre ruins survived of the great imperial buildings, a magnificent garden belonging to the Farnese family was created. So it's a Renaissance villa that we're going to enter. However long you have to devote to visit, you're welcome. Go wherever you want. Okay. Okay, well, I just wanted to have an idea of what's here. So let's have a look here. Where are we? It's not very helpful. It's not telling us where we are. We're somewhere here. Okay, let's just make our way and we can see where we end up.
Go wherever you want.
We're roaming wherever you want, it says, so that's where we're going.
Wherever we want.
We're going.
Where we're going. We are
wherever
going
we want.
Wherever we want.
But now, because the sun is in the way, it's going to turn off the camera. I've got to point it back to us, like this. Just to seem like a jerk pointing at the camera, at my face. All right. Point it this way now. Point it back to me so that we don't upset anyone. There's a bookshop up there. Do we want to maybe just head up this way?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, the sun's not going to make this video. It's going to hurt the chances of it looking any good. But because we've dedicated battery life to getting this far, James, I'm not willing to turn back. So let's just let's push on. Oh, hang on. The Museum of the Palatine. The House of Augustus and Livia. That might be interesting. That might be interesting to see. Palace. Back to me because of the sun. You can see it shining in my face and blinding me. It's okay. Nothing like the Roman sun in winter. So what are your impressions of this place, James?
It's deeply rooted in history. I think what's been on my mind is the role of religion. And by that I mean, it seems like the ancient Romans, and especially this part of the world, in terms of its history, the people were deeply influenced by religion. And so, with the emergence of Christianity onto the scene, Christianity emerged, it seems to me, in a context and through a period of history where people were able to still perceive the presence of the divine or the sacred. And so now that we're moving into our contemporary 21st century world, it seems to me that religion is playing still an important role in society. But I'm trying to pinpoint, well, what is precisely that role, especially in a society or in a world where people are less perceptible to that of the divine or the sacred.
Let's these are good reflections which all the viewers will see, whoever they are. Let's hope we get a few. It says the House of Augustus and Livia is that way. Shall we go there before we check out the Palatine Museum? Okay, let's go that way. Partly because Augustus was so influential in terms of shaping the Roman Forum in a way that suited his interests. So he took over the Regia, the king's house, and made a copy of the Temple of the Vestal Virgins and placed it next to his home up here on the Palatine to show that he was in fact the master of the flame of the Vestal Virgins that symbolized Rome's eternity. Thus the emperor and the eternity of the city go hand in hand. That's not to mention what both Julius Caesar and Augustus did in relation to the calendar that was based on, the astronomical and astrological cycles and was reflected in Roman worship. Julius Caesar added a month named after him, July. Augustus, the month of August. None of that would have been possible without their position in relation to the Forum. I think we should go up here. Look, the sun is really obscuring our view ahead, so I can't show you the vista, friends. But we want to make it to the house of Augustus and his wife Livia. And there were certain other things that he placed next to his domus, including an orologium, which basically measured time, and also kind of a calendar concretized that gave a sense of his mastery over the year. Okay, that's the museum of the Palatine, the Palazzo Imperiale. Where is Augustus's house? That's it, further up.
House of Augustus.
That's it, Casa di Augusto e di Livia. All right, let's do that. So any more reflections on religion and its role in society, James?
So I wonder what the role of religion is for in contemporary society.
The role of religion, well, it doesn't go away. Religion is inbuilt in us. Now the Christian teaching is that we're all made in the image of God, and that'll come out one way or another, whether it's authentic religiosity, that moves from the self outwards to the divine, or whether it's a more, let's say, idolatrous kind of religiosity. That's just speaking generally, not necessarily from a Christian point of view. That's the Domus of Flavia, it says. So here are some houses. Okay, that would have been very close to the Roman Forum, close proximity of the empress to the Forum. And look at that view of Rome behind. I don't know if you can see. That's St. Peter's Basilica right there.
That's beautiful.
That's the Dome of St. Peter's Basilica right there. That is just grand, fellas. We're going to look at St. Peter's later on. Okay. Just down here. We're heading into the Domus, the House of Augustus. Should be somewhere here. Have a look at Ron. The sun doesn't like the camera, but that's okay. It's alright. I think it's down there. Augustan Sanctuary and Residential Complex. Let's have a look. Let's read what it says. On the summit of the Palatine, facing the valley of the Circus Maximus. Hopefully we'll get a shot of the Circus Maximus as well. Very important. One of the last columns placed in it was by Constantius, Constantine's son. Not columns, obelisks, which was later moved. I think that's the one that's in front of St. John Lateran, but we have to confirm. Get out of the way so people can read. And near the mementos of the founder Romulus, kept in the sanctuary of Victoria and Magna Mater, the great mother goddess, Cybele. Cybele. Excavations have brought to light the remains of the House of Augustus and the large sanctuary he dedicated to Apollo in 28 BC. The area previously hosted a late Republican residential district, 1st and 2nd centuries BC, so before the Imperium, before the rise of the empire. This was an area of aristocratic houses with luxurious wall and floor decorations, of which significant remains survive, to give us an idea of how the Palatine looked when it was home to Rome's most powerful men. According to ancient authors, Octavian initially lived in one of these houses, chosen for its vicinity to the original home of the founder Romulus, so he creates a correspondence between himself and Romulus, the founder of the city of Rome. Augustus does that very deliberately. He also creates a correspondence between himself and Aeneas, who in Virgil's Aeneid refounds Rome and is the ancestor of Romulus and Remus. He also creates a correspondence between himself and Romulus, which we just mentioned. So later on, starting from this house, Augustus began the construction of a sanctuary dominated by the Temple of Apollo. Apollo being very important because it's associated with the sun god, and the sun becomes a high god in the Roman pantheon, especially in the 3rd century to 4th century AD, just before the time of Constantine. The sun is worshipped by Diocletian, Constantine's predecessor, and the one who initiated the great persecution against the Christians in 303 to 305 AD. It was Sol Invictus who was worshipped as a manifestation of the Summus Divinitas, the high god. So Constantine was an adherent of Sol Invictus, which is why he continues to promote solar imagery by appropriating the Colossus of Nero and by putting that statue of himself as the god Apollo on top of the of his porphyry column in the Forum in Constantinople as well. But then there's a shift or a move to Christos Helios, Christ as the true sun, let's say, or Christos Victor, Christos Helios, as replacing the sun god. So dominated by Apollo, his tutelary deity, makes sense. That the antecedents of that sort of solar worship is here in Augustus's reign, Augustus being so paradigmatic for Roman worship. And he's getting his ideas from Alexander the Great, who depicted himself as the son of Ra in Egypt, was the sun god, right? Amun-Ra. And solar worship was massive in ancient Egypt, and before that Mesopotamia. Shamash they had, and various other deities that were worshipped, that were related to the sun. Christ is above the sun god, ultimately. That's what we get to with Constantine and the beginnings of Christendom. He also incorporated his new private residence alongside the state residence, to which he was entitled as High Priest, Pontifex Maximus. Also belonging to the sanctuary were a shrine of Vesta. See, thought I said that earlier. A broad portico in front of the temple of Apollo, decorated with statues, and a library opening onto the portico. Okay, let's go have a look if we can get some of this complex on the recording before my battery runs out, because it's running out of battery.
Oh, it's time to get in the most. Get everything we can.
Yeah, we'll get everything we can. We'll try. I don't want to turn it off. When we have lunch later, I'll recharge it. I'll put another battery in or something. And just get a straight run.
Straight run.
Straight.
Not turning it off.
Not turning it off.
This is what we've got.
That's
the next 10-15 minutes. We're going.
Well,
we're giving you everything we've got.
That's right. We need to find. Caligula was assassinated in one of the tunnels. Connected to this structure here, but we don't have time to look at Caligula. He was crazy anyway. How do you get out? We just came via that way into the left and down the steps, and you'll find an exit through Santa Maria Antiqua. So you go up here to the left and then follow the road down. Okay. Through the church of Santa Maria Antiqua, you'll find a way out.
Thank you.
No.
I think that's how I actually came through. So is there another way out?
Not that I know.
No, bro. I don't know.
Along the path, but
if you want, you can join us, and when we'll head out together. We're not going to stay for much longer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just hang about. All right, man. Sure. All right.
What are you filming?
I'm just filming. It's not live right now. So, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Hiram from Utah, U.S.
Utah, USA. Why are you here? Just on holiday, or?
Pretty much. Just a solo trip, self-discovery.
That's awesome, man. Well,
self-discovery. You'll get plenty of that listening to this wonderful scholar here.
Yeah.
James has to stop doing that, otherwise I'm not going to let him into any more of these videos. So basically, we're here on a university pilgrimage with the University of Notre Dame in Sydney, and we've got our free time now, so I've just been wandering around recording the Palatine and the Forum and giving some reflections, and James is our student, wonderful student, decided to join me. So Hiram, you said?
Yes.
Hiram, Mario. That's James there.
James.
And we're going to look for the House of Augustus. If you can tell us where it is, that would be great, because we're looking for it.
So how long have you been here?
Okay, I'll let them catch up and we'll find the House of Augustus.
I guess this is my fourth day. Yeah.
Is this it? Should have just looked at a map, but this is fun too.
Then I'll work my way up there.
Yeah, sure.
This is where position of the huts coinciding with what described by ancient authors suggests that this was the place where the founder Romulus traditionally lived. So Romulus would have lived here. Romulus, the founder, the mythical founder of Rome, after whom the city took its name. There's the Casa di Augusta, okay, but it's closed off. So it's down there. That's where Augustus would have lived, and there are opening hours. Oh, we can't get in. I've been in there before. There are some wonderful frescoes in the House of Augustus, just down there, but it's locked. And so that brings a premature end to our visiting the house of the first emperor of Rome. Let's go have a look at these views over here. Maybe that's a good way to end this video. Sorry, friends. I can put up some photos of the House of Augustus later on. I'm just going to do this now and get a good shot of St. Peter's, the dome of St. Peter's Basilica, and some other domes in that general direction. And we will resume. Any final reflections, James, on our walk up the Palatine? We can continue a little bit further up the Palatine.
Yeah, sure.
If you want.
All the way.
Okay, let's go further. We're going further up the Palatine. You're getting a good look at Smaug there. I'm wearing a Hobbit t-shirt, in keeping with the Catholic motif of this particular video, but it's too hot to zip up my jacket, so you're getting Smaug's head. Bard is at the bottom shooting arrows at him.
So wait,
Um,
where are you from?
Australia.
Let's head up to the top of the Palatine. Okay. Like I said, I turn it to myself only because I don't want to upset people by filming. If it's actually gotten quite busy earlier today when we came here, it was pretty empty in the forum. Well, there were people, but it wasn't that full. And so now we're heading up to the top of the Palatine here. We're going to get even better views of the dome of St. Peter's Basilica. Michelangelo, of course, designed the barrel structure of the dome. It was completed. Was it by Moderna? Oh, this is nice. Look at this. This is fantastic. You can see the whole forum. I'm saying, and I'm filming myself. You can see the monument to Vittorio Emanuele, the first king of a unified Italy during the Risorgimento in the 19th century, near the Piazza Venezia. We've got another look at the forum from this angle, and we're just scanning the horizon here. Scan it back. Lots of monuments and houses, some which I don't know what they are. I'll put it up in the comments or something. There's the Capitoline, that's the Capitoline Hill at the end there. It'd be good to make it to the Capitoline museums. I'm thinking if we go down the Via Fora de Imperiali, which James, it's just there. You see, if we get out of the forum here, these are the other fora dedicated to the emperors, and we could get to the Capitoline. Well, what time do you have?
It's 2:20 now.
We've got time, let's do it.
We've got plenty of time.
Let's do it. Are you hungry? Let's just eat at the dome, son. Let's push on.
Push on?
We're pushing on there.